What's up, world? We live. Milkman, Mr. Milktastic, coming back at you with another episode, splashing in the fishbowl. And on today's episode, we're gonna be staying focused, trying to remember that I cannot control anybody else's, right? I cannot control anybody else. Cannot control anybody else's action. I actually cannot control anything else outside of me. There's no sense in being in denial. There's no sense in being in delusion. You must accept the way that things are and move forward in the direction that you would like to go. Remembering you cannot control what other people do, how other people feel. Only thing you can really control is yourself and working towards the outcome that you want in life. And this is basically self-therapy. If it helps you, great. But, I'm giving myself some good self-therapy here because I think being attached to someone is a good thing. Like, being attached to your better half, I should say, is a good thing. That's why God made us to become one. But when you're solo, then you must still be like embody the God body, even if you solo. You can't just be like solo and be like, get so depressed that you forget to live because you don't have the person. You have to be able to sustain yourself, your own happiness, and your own lifestyle. We become accustomed. But I guess that's why it hurts so much when somebody like that. I guess like when people be married for a long time. Good morning. Yes, I'm just getting my day started. It is a very blessed day. And I will pray for you. I'm about to get into that in 1 second here. I will pray for you. But I was saying, I guess that's why, like, when older people, when they being in love and being together so long, when one of them die, sometimes it be like a month or two, even sometimes it be a couple of days, sometimes it be a week, then their partner will die too. It's because, like, you feel like it's nothing else here on this world to live for. So I guess going through heartbreak or whatever, breakup, at a young age would be a good thing because you get to experience it and you get to live on. But, as an older person, it'll make you like depressed, suicidal type stuff. God bless you too. God bless y'all too. Breaking up in the older age, it'll make you sort of depressed and sad because you see this person is moving on with their life, enjoying everything, enjoying new people, and forget all about you, right? And whatever y'all had going on. So that hurts. Appreciate you hitting the like button too. But when you're young and you break up with somebody, I guess you get to move on because you gotta think like it's how people get married 2 and 3 times. And I thank God forgive the Russians and the Germans too. The ones that's sincere about it. Yes, everything is going great. But I guess what I was trying to say is even if you're going through something like a breakup or something, just don't get so depressed that you think you need to take yourself, unalive yourself. Okay? Take the time, be still, figure out your life for yourself. You a virgin spending time tomorrow night with your girlfriend. Got any advice? Take your time, brother. Don't be a rabbit once you open up the vault. Take your time. Nice, slow strokes. That'll get the job done. I know we like to pound it out and go to Pound Town. And sometimes they be wanting that and they don't tell us. They just want us to know, like, hey, beat this shit up. But, you know, I guess you got to gauge that. Yeah, you got to gauge that. But take your time, brother. Just take it slow. You know, no sense in rushing if she coming over or you going over. You know what's the end outcome supposed to be. But back to what I was saying about being depressed. Because as this brother is saying, once you get in those viscous innards, once you get into her viscous innards and you become attached to a woman, once y'all break up or split, that like hurts. But I guess that's how people, like I was saying, that's how people get married and then go get remarried. Like how a female might have a baby from this dude and then years later have a baby from another guy and then have a baby from another guy. That's like 3 babies from 3 different daddies is like 3 different lifetimes in one. Because she had a life and experience with each one of those people. Whereas, and I really like, I ain't had, do people get attached to the rush of being in a new relationship? I think the new relationship thing, it'd be most fun because of the sexual apparatus. Like conquering a new sexual partner or some shit, or getting some new, like for a female getting some new dick, or for a man getting some new pussy. You know what I'm saying? It's like the thrill of that. And also if the person is interesting to you, like really interesting, like you're not just with them for sex, you know, you're interested in the person and building with the person. So it depends on what you're getting attached to. You could get attached to the sex or you could get attached to the person. But overall, you want to be attached to the person, like their personality and who they is outside of sex. But sex is very much needed. I don't give a damn how many people try to say it's not important. Listen, I'm an older dude, 41, and when I tell you, like, yeah, I don't want to just, I like some sex. I do. And I don't think because you get older, you stop wanting sex. I just don't believe that. Especially females, like, they more so, like, probably more horny as they get older. I think the people I've seen last the longest are those that have been together the longest. But I don't know, they say like America has the highest divorce rate, but I think the ones that I've seen last the longest has been the ones that have been together the longest. They've been through a few things, they've been through a few ups and downs and bumps, and they made it through, and they still together. But I was just saying, like, I'm gonna be still, like, cause you know I've been fighting and trying to maintain yeah, so that's definitely not the mindset to have right there. My brother staying off the grid. That's not cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna I want y'all to know that yeah, don't get so depressed, so sad or nothing. Just be still, focus on you, focus on bettering yourself, focus on God, trying to be still and hear from God. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, staying off the grid has definitely went off the rocker. I don't know, unless your mama was suffering and you wanted her suffering to end, but if you want her to die so you can get money, brother, that money is not going to do good for you. Probably not. Hope you all the best. Praying for you and your mom, my guy. I ain't know you wanted me to pray for your mama to die. Like, is she in the hospital suffering? Or you just wanted to die so you can get the money? That's the confusion right there, because it seems like you saying pray for her to die so that you can get money. Listen, it's a millionaire mission out here. Yeah, he out here trolling. It's a millionaire mission out here. Don't be out here trying to whack your peoples for money. Just hustle. Figure it out. It's so many hustles. All you gotta do is We in the matrix. It's something that can get us all income and rich. Bro, she's perfectly healthy, unfortunately. Yeah, you tripping, you trolling. So, yeah, I know. I just was thinking about things, things that's going on in my life. And I was like, well, it's like I was sort of trying to force myself. And you can't force yourself on people. If people don't want nothing to do with you, they just, hey man, it is what it is. But I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna stay prayed up. And like I said, I'm trying to be more still, trying to be still and hear the voice of God. Because I was talking to my man LB. If y'all caught last night live, that was LB. He had purchased one of the shirts. He got my last. He got the black extra large black shirt. So he had purchased the black and white shirt. This the white on black. Black on white, but he had got the white on black. So he got a black shirt with the white words. He had got that from me last night, and then we started talking. And yeah, I got some good knowledge from him. And that's why I brought him on, you know what I mean? So y'all can get some of that good knowledge. But stay on your hustle. Fear. We had talked about fear, and it was something he said that I had heard before. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So I had heard that before, but I always forget it. False evidence appearing real. And then there was something else in the conversation. We were talking about God. And he was like, the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth, right? So then the question came about, so where's the advanced instructions? Well, he said, where's the advanced instructions for living on earth? I think in a way, this is basic instructions and advanced instructions all together. Appreciate you. Appreciate your prayers and blessings. Make sure you hit the like button for me, though. While you sending up them prayers and send me them blessings, hit that like button for me. But we're going to get right to it. We're going to pray not for your moment to die, boy. We's not praying for that. What's wrong with you? Dear Lord, Father up in heaven, I ask you to forgive me of my sins. I ask you to take the pain. I ask you to take the hurt. I ask you to take the depression. I ask you to take the jealousy, the rage, the madness, the upsetness about everything that's in my life that I feel is off track and not going right. I ask you to take that energy that's making me feel some type of way, and please utilize it so that I can use that energy to channel myself to the greatness that you would have me at and that I would like to see my life accomplish and be in on this day. I ask you to forgive me of my sins. I ask you to give me knowledge, wisdom, understanding as I read your word. I ask you to be with me. Mind, soul, spirit, and body. Forgive me of my sins. Forgive the listeners. I ask you that the listener of these words get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from your word as I read, and that they also get the spirit of encouragement to pick up your word and read it for themselves. Father up in heaven, you know my heart. I ask you to take this pain away so that I may continue to live happy without my happiness depending on any person, knowing that you have me and that you will guide me and that you are with me in the shadow of the valley of death and at the top of the mountain, at the bottom of the ocean, wherever I may find myself on this earth, God is always with me, near me, can rescue me, save me, and keep me, and preserve me, and will preserve me. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Y'all don't understand, bro. I don't understand the pain. The pain, the pain, the pain. After the pain. But we gonna live today because it's Millionaire Mission, so we own that. We gonna get that like we want that. It is so hot. I gotta cut this air conditioner on. Well, you know what? I probably could let the windows down. Just let some fresh air get in here for a little while. They got a couple reefers next to me. That's why I had the windows open. I didn't want to hear that reefer. If it cut on, I'm gonna just let the window up. But and even if it's some shit like you deserve, like you deserve for your girl to do this because of the shit you did. That don't stop the pain, brother. That don't stop the pain. But we gonna make it through the pain. And the thing why I keep trying to remind myself is like, yo, people done live 2 and 3 lives. You feel me? Been married and divorced 2 and 3 times. It's like your only real relationship in life all these years you've been here. So, but I be like, the stuff I went through is like, I ain't trying to rebuild or build no shit with nobody. Like, you know how long it take to learn somebody? Man, and you gotta invest in them too. Like, I mean, monetarily invest in them. Some people could be in a relationship and they never contribute to their partner monetarily, like just giving them money. They might help them with something or something, but never give their partner money. And you want to have a partner that could break bread with you. Because bread should be broke. I hear something. Oh, yeah. That's what we need. Hello? Yes, what's going on, Nina? Nina, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're such a welcoming sight to see. I welcome you. You're a glad sight to see. So y'all along with me. Y'all riding with me on this journey, this up and down roller coaster we call emotions in life. I am determined to accumulate a couple million so I can stop trading my time for money. That's the first order of business. Accumulate a couple million so we can stop trading time for money. That is the first order of business. You understand? But right now, our main thing is to stay on the grind. Let our mind be at peace by by keeping our mind stayed on God, knowing that, hey, God is in control at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you may have plans and want to do this and that, but God is in control. As long as you lining up with, being a righteous person or doing your best to be a righteous person, then you should be getting the blessings. Now, I didn't even tell this man, this lady said I had the time back or nothing. Here he goes sending me information. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I got to do this right here first. And, bro, I don't feel like doing that, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, bro, like, I don't want you just like, bro, like, that ain't for the work neither, man. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm finna do this live first. I don't care, bro. The stuff he's trying to do me for right now, I would just sit still. Like, I'd rather just be here in the park. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm finna rush for that. Anyways, like I say, no spirit of depression, no spirit of fear, no spirit of jealousy. Nobody's out here screaming rape. People are doing what they want to do with their life, and they're enjoying it too. And they told you they don't care about you. They don't care what happened to you. None of that. So get your mind right. Keep your mind on God. Don't worry about people. People don't care about you or what happened to you. So stop worrying about people. And people say they don't care what happened to you, and they're not worried about you. So why worry about people? They're clearly telling you, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what's going on. Because you ain't tell me what you was doing, what you got going on. That means some shit going on. Self-therapy at its finest. I will be okay. In Jesus' name. Might have to cry. Might be a little mad. Might be a little depressed. Might be a little angry. But I will keep control of my emotions. You're not going to be emotionally brainless. You're going to be emotionally intelligent. And we're going to increase our financial IQ and our emotional IQ because we're going to use these emotions, jealousy, rage, anger. When you calling people and they see you calling, you don't answer, and that shit make you boiling mad. Like, mother, I know you see me calling you, mother. You looking right at the phone. Okay. So you have to take all that energy, Chad. You have to take that energy and put it into the good, into the universe doing good. You understand me? Take that energy and use it to your advantage. For everything you need to do, take that energy, all that negative energy that just keep coming on a daily basis, and make it and use it as your thruster, to thrust you through the grind, to keep your head up and your face strong. In Jesus' name, I had to get another prayer in there just now, because that was like, Okay, we back. Let's get into it. Wow. Jonathan and David. Now this is chapter 18, Samuel 1. Now it came about when he had finished speaking to Saul that the soul of Saul. Now it came about when he had finished speaking to Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as himself. Saul took him that day and did not let him return to his father's house. Then Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was on him and gave it to David with his armor, including his sword and his bow and his belt. So David went out wherever Saul sent him and prospered. And Saul set him over the men of war. And it was pleasing in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servant. It happened as they were coming when David returned from killing the Philistine that the women came out of all the cities of Israel singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tambourines, with joy, and with musical instruments. The women sang as they played and said, Saul has slain his 1,000 and David his 10,000. Then Saul became very angry, for this saying displeased him, and he said, they have ascribed to David 10,000, but to me have ascribed thousands. Now, what more can he have but the kingdom? Saul looked at David with suspicions from that day on. Saul turns against David. Now it came about on the next day that an evil spirit from God came mightily upon Saul, and he raved in the midst of the house. While David was playing the harp with his hand as usual, and a spear was in Saul's hand, Saul hurled the spear, for he thought, I will pin David to the wall. But David escaped from his presence twice. Now Saul was afraid of David, for the Lord was with him, but had departed from Saul. Therefore Saul removed him from his presence and appointed him as his commander of 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. David was prospering in all his ways, for the Lord was with him. When Saul saw that he was prospering greatly, he dreaded him. But all Israel and Judah loved David, and he went out and came in before them. Then Saul said to David, Here is my older daughter, Merab. I will give her to you as a wife. Only be valiant man for me and fight the Lord's battle. Only be a valiant man for me and fight the Lord's battle. For Saul thought, my hand shall not be against him, but let the hand of the Philistines be against him. But David said to Saul, Who am I? And what is my life or my father's family in Israel that I should be the king's son-in-law? So it came about at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given to Adriel, the Methoronite, for a wife. David married Saul's daughter. Now Michal, Saul's daughter loved David. When they told Saul the thing was agreeable to him, Saul thought, I will give her to him that she may become a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Therefore Saul said to David for a second time, You may be my son-in-law today. Then Saul commanded his servants, Speak to David secretly, saying, Behold, the king delights in you, and all his servants love you. Now therefore become the king's son-in-law. So Saul's servant spoke these words to David, but David said, Is it trivial in your sight to become the king's son-in-law, since I am a poor man and lightly esteemed? The servants of Saul reported to him according to these words which David spoke. Saul then said, Thus you shall say to David, The king does not desire any dowry except 100 foreskins of the Philistines, to take the vengeance of the king's enemy. Now Saul planned to make David fall by the hand of the Philistine. When his servants told David these words, it pleased David to become the king's son-in-law. Before the days had expired, David rose up and went, and he and his men struck down 200 Philistines. He and his men struck down 200 Philistines. David rose up and went. He and his men struck down 200 men among the Philistines. Then David brought their foreskin, and they gave them in full number to the king, that he might become the king's son-in-law. So Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, for a wife. When Saul saw and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him, then Saul was even more afraid of David. Thus Saul was David's enemy continually. When the commanders of the Philistines went out to battle, and it happened as often as they went out, that David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul, so his name was highly esteemed. And that was chapter 18. Samuel 1, chapter 18. Yeah, I never used to believe people when they used to be like, oh, I'm depressed. I'm like, depressed about what? Did God woke you up this morning? What are you depressed about? Tell me. Come, tell me. How you get so depressed? If you so blessed. You woke up this morning, you could see, you could hear, but you depressed, you sad. I used to be like, how could you be sad and depressed if God woke you up this morning? We just did Samuel 1. We on increasing our financial IQ. Let's do it. Higher returns with less risk. That's what it says. Higher returns with less risk. That's what we want. I am going to further explain my confidence in my investment. Thanks to my partners and having control over the 300-unit apartment project, while I am willing to use a lot of leverage, while I believe the risk is low, how I make more money and how I pay less in taxes. There are 3 more advanced investment strategies investment strategies that require a higher level of financial intelligence. The three advanced leverage strategies are OPM, other people's money, ROI, return on investments, and IRR. And IRR is internal rate of return. Number one, OPM, other people's money. There are many ways to use other people's money. With the 300-unit apartment building, I am using 80% leverage. First of all, the beauty of using the bank's money is that it is tax-free. The other benefit of the bank's money are appreciation for me, 100%, bank zero. Income for me, 100%, bank zero. Tax benefits for me, 100%, bank zero. Amortization, 100% for me, bank zero. As you can see from these numbers, the bank puts up 80% of the money, but I receive 100% of the benefits. What a great partner. Return on investments. Number two, a confusing concept for many investors is the return on their money or the return on investment. For example, when you read financial publications, many mutual funds claim they have gone up by 10%. But my question is, did any of that 10% return to the investor? And how did they measure that 10%? Some funds measure the 10% by the price of the shares in the fund going up. For example, if a year ago the price was per share in funding $10 and today it's $11, they can claim a 10% return. In this case, the return was measured in capital gains. As an investor who invests for both capital gains and cash flow, the only return I count is the cash flow. For example, if I invest $10 and each year after taxes I put $1 in my pocket from cash flow, my return is 10%. I do not count the return on asset appreciation because it is estimate and does not become reality unless I sell the asset. The difference is that one measure of the return on investment is in the price of the stock, and the other measure of return on investment is money in my pocket. I actually want both, 10% in the asset appreciation and 10% cash in my pocket. But cash flow is the only return that can be tangibly measured while I hold the asset. Matching 401k contributions with one's own money. Another confusing point is that financial planners claim companies match your retirement fund contribution. If the match is dollar for dollar up to a certain percentage, the advisor may claim that this is a 100% return on investment. That is not how I see it. My way of looking at matching contributions is that the company is simply putting money in with more of my money. In other words, the contribution the company withholds and then contributes is still my money. It is money the company should have paid me anyways. It is part of my total compensation and expense to the company. When I talked about leverage returns, I am talking about someone else's money, not my money. More leverage, higher returns. The reason leverage is so important is because the higher the leverage, the higher the return. For example, if I buy a $100,000 rental unit with my money, I receive $10,000 a year net income. My cash on cash return is 10%. If I borrow $50,000 and I am still able to receive a $10,000 return, my cash on cash return is 20%. If I finance the entire $100,000 and still receive $10,000 return, my return is infinite. Infinite returns means money for nothing. $10,000 flows into my pocket and nothing comes out. The renter covers my expense and I receive the income. Money for nothing. And that's what we're going to be starting at when we start back. Money for nothing. But as of today, y'all got to forgive me for my rant. I'm going on and on about not being depressed, but I'm trying to keep myself out of a state of depression and into a state of motivation because we need this fucking paper. You ain't got time to be out here sad and mad. Bitch, we need money. We need M's. It's a millionaire mission and I'm him. You think I got time to be sad? No. No, we don't. No, we don't. So we're not going to be. We're going to be on a millionaire mission. Just know that. Take a picture like Kodak. I'm going to holler at y'all.